Mr. President, what do you say to Americans to convince them that they should trust the independence and fairness of the Justice Department when your predecessor, Donald Trump, repeatedly attacks it?
Because you notice I have never once, not one single time, suggested to the Justice Department what they should do or not do relative to bringing a charge or not bringing a charge. I'm honest.
Yeah, so apparently Merrick Garland is tired of acting. He's tired of pretending that he doesn't have a dog in the fight when it comes to Donald Trump. And you guys, you may have already seen this already, but Attorney General Merrick Garland, he gave a pretty rare interview to CNN, and they were actually able to get him on the record about how important the Trump indictments are. And when they say important, he doesn't mean to justice or to the rule of law. He means that they're important to the 2024 presidential election and essentially important to him keeping his job. And this is not what this video is about, but I just have to say, you know, every single time I see this guy's face or hear his whiny Poindexter voice, I am reminded that as bad as Mitch McConnell is, and I mean bad, I really don't like Mitch McConnell. For as much of a true Washington swamp uniparty traitor that I do believe he is, God bless Mitch McConnell for stopping Merrick Garland from receiving a lifetime appointment to the United States Supreme Court. What an absolute, complete, total disaster in every single way that would have been. So credit where credit is due. If that's the only thing Mitch has ever accomplished that's positive, and I believe it probably is, that's a strong one. That is a strong and wise move. So anyway, Garland was giving an interview and he just could not stay away. You know, now that the Supreme Court, they're going to be involved in some of the issues that bring a lot of the Trump prosecutions into question for a lot of people. All Garland cares about is a speedy trial for Trump. Now, all these leftists, every time they beg for a speedy trial or talk about a speedy trial, they pretend that they're actually concerned with Donald Trump's Sixth Amendment rights. And the poor propagandized low information voters, they just eat that stuff up, man. But a reminder, guys, the Sixth Amendment is to protect defendants from the state. And it's to be invoked by the defendant on behalf of the defendant, not by the state on behalf of the defendant. The state has zero interest in protecting us from them, just so we're all clear on that. But anyway, the translation here, anytime they say that, they want this to be over or as close to over by the time anybody casts their vote. Now, I'm not here to attack Merrick Garland. I'm not going to say he's politically biased, but I'm saying it sure looks like he probably is. But I'm going to show you exactly what he said. But first, guys, if you like this content and you want to support the channel, please like and comment. If you end up loving it, which I hope you do, join us. You know, subscribe and share the channel. It really does mean a lot to our ability to share this message. Take a look at this.
You have appointed more special counsels than other attorneys general. You did this because you wanted to make sure that there was some independence from the way the Justice Department operates. But even the president's son, you know, Hunter Biden, is accusing the department of political bias in the prosecutions that have been launched against him. You know, how do you reassure the public that these things are being handled in an independent manner, given the fact that these special counsels do report to you?
Look, we have reasserted and clarified the norms of this Justice Department. We follow the facts and the law wherever they lead. Politics is not a part of our determinations. It would be improper, and it's not. The department has regulations about the appointment of special counsels, and we follow those regulations. In each case, we have appointed people who are formerly veteran career prosecutors, whatever their current position is.
And they're sufficiently independent from you, you believe?
Yes, and the regulations make them independent from me. With respect to the public, I hope they will see not only from what we've done, but from the outcomes of the cases and the way in which special counsel have proceeded, that we have kept politics out of this.
One of the trials for the former president, Donald Trump, is scheduled for March. Some of the polling recently shows that 3/4 of Republicans believe that he's being targeted for political reasons. Does it concern you that this public perception exists, and what can you do to try to change that?
Okay. Of course, it concerns me. What we have to do is show by the acts that we take that we're following the law, that we're following the facts. The prosecutions that you're talking about were brought last year. And the special prosecutor has said from the beginning that he thinks public interest requires a speedy trial, which I agree with.
You agree with that?
I do. And the matter is now in the hands of the trial judges to determine when the trials will take place.
The department has policies about steering clear of elections. Is there a date in your mind where it might be too late to bring these trials to fruition? Again, to stay out of the way of the elections as the department policies.
Well, I just say, what I said, which is that the cases were brought last year. The prosecutor has urged speedy trials, with which I agree. And this is now in the hands of the judicial system, not in our hands.
Do you looking back now, do you think that the department took too long to bring these cases, maybe?
No. The special prosecutors followed the facts and the law. They brought cases when they thought they were ready.
So there you have it, man. I mean, following the facts and the law, wherever they may lead. I mean, come on. Let me know in the comments if you actually buy that, or more likely you guys are like me and you seriously doubt that it was the facts or the law that led them to try and trick a federal judge into signing off on blanket immunity for the president's son. The same president's son who, by the way, even he believes that this whole system is a scam, which is pretty interesting when you think about it. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't say anything up to and including, defying lawful subpoenas without coordination with his father. So that's interesting that he would be saying that the Justice Department under Merrick Garland is politicized. But, that's interesting. That's not nearly as interesting as when Garland says the only way to pacify and bring into line the 3/4 of Republicans that believe that he's engaged in election interference is to ensure for a speedy trial and that everything is out of his hands. It's all facts and it's all law. That is, no one can possibly believe that or take him seriously, Here's why they want it to be speedy. Of course, they want to tar and feather their political enemies before people make up their mind. And if you're keeping score, there's probably about 18 people left on the entire planet that haven't yet made up their minds. So there's that. But I think the real reason that they want this to be speedy is they want this to end as quickly as possible, because the longer this goes on, the more people actually see what's going on, the more people actually change their minds. More and more people see what's really going on with these prosecutions every single passing day. And the left can't have that. They cannot have their low information voters get any new or insightful information. But that's just my take, guys. Let me know yours in the comments. And if you haven't already, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, guys, keep the faith.